So how can you tell if your roof is old?
We just came from a project, and our guys will typically go around to the neighbors and notify them of the build day, and then if they need a roof inspection, or after a storm like they're prospecting. Some of the characteristics that we look for, that I look for, knowing a roof is old when it comes to tile. Typically older tile roofs won't have a bird stop on them. Maybe it will just have a drip edge, or it won't have a drip edge or a bird stop. We've seen that before. As far as shingles go, they'll have a drip edge on them, but a lot of times the drip edge is like hand painted, so and it looks kind of oxidized. Your pipe flashings, the actual pipe, it'll get painted when they replace the roof, but over time they use mastic to seal the joint up there between the pipe and the metal. Over time, the paint starts to chip off and fall off of that mastic before the metal, so you start to see like those black strips on the pipe. That's usually a good indicator the roof is old. And then obviously for asphalt shingles, if you see a lot of fiberglass coming out of it, like you look at the roof and it's like real shiny, that's an indicator that granules are falling off of it, and it's probably getting time to get it at least inspected. The obvious things are gonna be like missing shingles, you know, maybe you come outside and you got shingles on the ground. Sometimes you can tell from the ground, looking at the roof, like shingles may be lifted or misplaced, things like that. And then with concrete tiles are not as vulnerable to wind uplift as like maybe an asphalt shingle could be, but it's pretty obvious when a concrete tile is misplaced or has been blown up. Right there. So on that tile roof there, we saw some obvious wind damage. Occasionally you'll see that, but when I talk about, you know, drip edge or paint being old, looking at this house from the street, when we're back a little bit further, I could tell that it has a lot of granule loss on it. The roof it's a brown roof, but it looks a lot blacker in places. Probably granule starting to fall off, but here you see all the fascia is that like bluish color. And then if you look, that little trim piece has drip edge on it. That drip edge is all painted blue too. It doesn't look like it's super new paint. With the way the shingles look, it's a good indicator that it's old. So those are like little things that you can, for us, we can kind of tell from the street more or less if the roof is older or newer.